When I was, I think, about 20, it was after my first serious breakup and first serious heartache that I was looking through my YouTube history, and I didn't even remember having listened to the song Don't You Want Me Anymore by Pulp. And I was just going through and I was clearing out a lot of just live performances of Black Celebration, and because I got really hung up on that song for a while, and just in the middle of that, and I don't know when I had listened to it. I don't know at all what I first thought of the song, but it was when I was going through my YouTube history that I listened to that. I hadn't remembered ever listening to it, and it was just so dramatically told, so passionate, so emotional. There were some parts that were kind of like, you feel like the main character kind of got what he deserved at the end because he was so arrogant, but then he's kind of made humble. So that was my first ever time hearing something by Pulp, and then I wanted to know more of their music, and the funny thing is, at the time that I was actually listening to their first albums, because I always want to start with an artist's first music that they did up until later on. And anyway, I try to listen in the right order, and during that time I was in the middle of writing Disco's, the first book. I already had this plot in mind of this love triangle situation, and there were just so many things in the lyrics of Pulp works that really resonated with that theme, and it made it easier for me to listen and be inspired by that in my own storytelling. So what I'm going to do is talk about each album, but before I discuss each album and any sort of opinions I have, I will open each segment and each album with quotes I've found from Acrylic Afternoon's website, the interviews, and that will provide some intriguing insight into some of the background of the songs, and especially sort of where their minds were during the times of some of those songs.
Come up to my lighthouse, for I have something I wish to say. It can wait for a moment, well, in fact, it can wait all day. I just wanted to bring you up here so you could have the chance to see the beauty of this situation that you could share with me. It may seem strange to talk of love at their lighthouses. It's not strange to me. Hey, 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 hey. All alone, you and I in our high tower. That's the way to be.
I think with the album, I could still sort of tell that it was the same band who did Don't You Want Me Anymore, but it definitely sounded like they were younger. You could really tell that they were younger. And so I think that's one of the first things I noticed when I first listened to it. I felt like the songs were sweet, especially Love. Some of it I don't listen to that often. I will still listen to certain songs from it because they're very sweet. I think there's a place for music like that sort of just is nice, fun to listen to music. I don't think it's a bad album.
Hey, you can look just like anyone else. If that's what you want to do, I could laugh in your face if I want. Oh, but I'm not going to. When we met last week on Saturday, I couldn't make a sentence, I couldn't even say what I meant to say. That I want you, it doesn't hurt to say I want you, I need you. I never thought I'd say I need you, I'll keep you. Oh yes, I'll keep you and I'll throw myself away.
My favorite song from Freaks is actually the song I Want You. I first heard that when I was actually sort of dealing with a kind of writer's block, and I was just listening to Pulp songs at random, and that song came on, and without giving too much away, it inspired me to write the sequel to Underlying, which was the first Disgos book. So it really inspired me to turn Underlying into the Disgos series, because it helped me envision what could happen next. And then after that, other ideas wouldn't stop. But I loved the raw truth of when you don't know whether the desperation you feel is like a selfish kind of want, or if you actually need that person in your life, and whether it's even a good thing for either of you. And I feel like the lyrics of the song really portray that beautifully, that kind of inward struggle, and just the struggle between the two people. You know, should they be in relationship? Should they not be in relationship? Being Followed Home was a scary song to me the first time I heard it. Now I kind of think of it as being more like a movie type song. Like, it almost seems to not really be like reality, but more of a nightmare. I loved the music of it, though. I just was a little surprised by it the first time I heard it. Master of the Universe, I was also very surprised by that the first time I heard it. I didn't really like Master of the Universe. It has kind of grown on me. Anorexic Beauty is sad to me, and I feel like it's intentionally that way. Don't You Know is a great song. It's got that kind of theme to it that you hear later on in other albums, and just a little bit of that hardened edge starts with that one, it seems like. And then They Suffocate at Night is also a song that kind of has a theme that you sort of hear later, with the just sort of fear of a relationship becoming tedious as it turns into a long-term thing, especially if it turns into marriage. Which I think a lot of people can relate to, that sort of fear of a relationship evolving into a boring state.
Sometimes when we're lying together,
I absolutely love Separations. It's my second favorite album of theirs. My first favorite being His and Hers. And it's just so intense and I love every song on it. Again, I think my favorite song off of it would be Don't You Want Me Anymore. I feel like the violin parts were always amazing on this one, especially. And it just kind of, it complemented the lyrics and the I keep wanting to say intensity. It's more than intensity, but the it's just, I love everything about this one. It was just, the style was so like, it wasn't as dark as Freaks, but it still had this interesting kind of stark reality to it, while still being creative. So I love this one.